I'm having so much fun. He's actually so obsessed with her. I love it. I am in trouble. I love them. We listen and we don't judge. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Emmy and we like to read a lot here. Today's video is our first reading vlog of 2025. Happy New Year! We have some really fun reading vlogs and things coming up on this channel here, and I'm so excited to finally share them with you guys because this video has been like a month in the making. And as you have seen by the thumbnail and the title, you already know what this is. I have gotten some of my favorite book creators to choose my reads. So we've asked for beautiful besties to choose 4 books for me to read. We have a variety of genres, some books out of my comfort zone, some new favorite reads, and I'm so excited for us to read along together and experience this. I love watching these vlogs. I love anytime other book creators do fun little vlogs and challenges and things like this. I eat up every time, so I thought, why don't I do one of those? And like always, before we start my reading vlogs, I like to make a fun little drink. And I actually want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor of this video, which is Water Drop. You've probably already seen me talk about Water Drop over on my Instagram or in my other reading vlogs because I've been using them for over a month now and I am obsessed. Water Drop create these amazing micro drinks, which is a little cube that you can pop into your tap water. They're sugar-free and add flavor with natural plant and fruit extracts, and they're also infused with vitamins of goodness. I'm obsessed with them. As I said, I have been using them for over a month now and I have tried a few different flavors. We all know how much I love having a fun little drink when I'm reading, but it's so easy to forget to stay hydrated and making sure that you're drinking enough water, especially when I go into my reading holes. Like, I do not know what's going on around me at all, so I like to make sure I always have water with me so that I remember to drink it. But I've loved using Water Drop for the last month and how easy it is to have a fun flavored drink without any sugar and also the plastic bottles. My favorite flavors I think are definitely the iced teas and also the cola. I love cola flavor. We know I'm a cola girly. But their water bottles are my favorite. They keep cold drinks extra cold and your hot drinks hot, which is all you can really ask for in a water bottle. They're reusable, so they help you reduce waste. And I just love how they keep my drinks so cold for hours. So when I'm sat for long periods of time reading my book, my drink is gonna stay there tasty and cold. And all you need to do is drop a micro drink cube into your reusable bottle filled with tap water, and that's it, you're ready to go. So if you haven't tried Water Drop yet, you can use my code Emmy or check the link down below in my description to check out Water Drop today. Thank you, Water Drop. Hello besties, so we're starting off this vlog. I think we're gonna message Larry because I'm currently in a dark romance mood. I've read the Maid series, I've read the Mindfuck series. That's sort of all I've really read in dark romance. I'm gonna message her because I think she's gonna recommend me a dark romance. And I am assuming that everyone knows who these creators are already because I am a baby booktuber. I'm still very, very new. I've not even been creating book content for a year. I also am sick, so I'm sorry that I sound like this. Perfect day off to be able to spend recovering, resting on the couch reading a book. But I am assuming that everyone already knows who these creators are because they are the OG. These are the girls that paved the way so people like me can come on here and make book content, and they've set the standard. They've created so many trends and fun concept ideas. Like, everything always links back to these girls. And I love the book community. I love the book girlies. I have felt so welcomed coming on here and making content and being able to interact with all of you guys, but also these amazing other creators who also inspire me to make videos, and Larry is one of them. I love Bestie Larry. Larry is such a special, beautiful person. She is an absolute ray of sunshine. She is my bubbles. I am going to New York with Larry next year, so I am so excited for that. I absolutely adore her. So obviously if you're not already following her, but you already will be, let's be honest, you're already following her, but if you're not, go and follow her. So I text Larry, I said, hey bestie, angel girl Larry, I'm getting my favorites to pick their favorite books for me to read in a reading vlog and would love for you to tell me what books I should pick up and read. Any book, any genre, do your worst. And here's the thing, she did her worst. She said, all of a sudden I have forgotten every book I've ever read, which is literally so real. And then she says, I'm gonna think on this with my brain, which is obviously a very important element to use when you're thinking about what books to pick. So she said, I'm gonna send you into the deep end, get God of Malice by Rena Kent. I was gonna order it, but I found out I could just read it on my Kindle. So we're gonna do that so I can start today. It's only 99p on Kindle, so obviously I'm going to do that. But I think it's being re-released, like it's been republished. So this has like the newer covers, and I believe that like the first couple chapters in the original was indie published version are slightly different to the traditionally published version. I remember the girls telling me something, mentioning something about that, but bestie Laura has also just read this and she really enjoyed it. So I have just downloaded it on my Kindle and we are going to read God of Malice. This is the first book. That is the book that Larry picked, but she did also say, Emmy, okay, I beg you, can I give you one more book? I know I already gave you one, but please, I deserve this, IDKY, but I do, okay? So I was like, of course, just fire it away. So I could potentially be reading 2 books of Larry's. She said Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue, dark romance meets demon romance meets small town romance. Can't say that I've read a demon romance yet, but it sounds intriguing. And honestly, these books and these videos I think are going to be quite short, like most of them are like 400 or less, so maybe I'll be able to read both of them for bestie Larry. Stay tuned. But we're going to start off with God of Malice first. Cooper wants to come up and say hello, don't you? Say hello. I did pay for the book on Kindle. I think we already discussed this. Okay, cute. I have no idea. Wow, Legacy of Gods. This looks like a very big series, but I am excited to... Wow, it's 500 pages. This is a big book. I'm excited to start this book and read it and cracking on with it. Words. I'm excited to crack on with this book. I'm excited to read it. I feel like I'm in the mood for a dark romance, so I'm glad that we're starting off with this one. Let's start reading. Good morning. I am in trouble. Oh no. I literally woke up, I've had a shower and I've not done anything else yet. I haven't even gotten ready for the day, but I couldn't wait. I am 55% of the way through God of Malice. I can't stop thinking about it. I actually don't think I've been this obsessed with a book series since I picked up Zodiac Academy. The first 2 chapters, I literally sent the girls these texts because they're all dark romance girlies and I'm not. My experience or history with dark romance is the Mindfuck series, the Maid series, and now this. If you have never read a dark romance before, do not start with this. If you are a fantasy girly and you've read Zodiac Academy and you liked that, maybe try the Maid series first. The reason I say Zodiac Academy is because the Fae in there are ruthless and it is spicy and it is a bit more on the bullying side. I actually can't believe I'm saying any of this out loud on the internet. I think I may be a dark romance girly. I think it may be for me. Why is that kind of embarrassing? No, it's not embarrassing at all, but like shocking. Did not expect it. I love when an author has a crazy, wild, graphic book and in the first 2 chapters just gives it to you straight away so that you don't like get part of the way through and then go, yeah, this is too much, I'm gonna DNF it, because it starts off wild, really setting the tone for the rest of the book and where it's gonna go. So if you keep reading past those 2 chapters, that's on you. I am giggling so much. Our main male character in this is literally a psychopath. He doesn't feel emotions the same way as other people. Like, it's not just like, oh, he's a narcissist. No, he's actually crazy. But why do I kind of love him? What really solidified it for me is that he made her lunch. He made her a packed lunch. I'm 308 pages in. There are 563 pages. It says it's gonna take me another like 2 hours to read the book. But guys, I don't want to read anything else in this video now. I literally just want to buy the entire series and binge read all of them because it's an interconnected standalone series and I'm pretty sure it's like a spin-off series where there's books about like their parents and stuff. Like there's different generations. So I think this is 2nd gen, but it's also like mafia. And it's set in a college. I will never recommend this to anyone unless they like dark romance. And if you are a dark romance girly, you've probably already read this. So this is definitely a we listen and we don't judge type of book, okay? No judgments, please. It's so good. I love that books are fun again. That's how I feel. Honestly, today I have the day off. We have no plans other than to just sit and read. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But when I first started the book, I was like, this is probably going to be like a 3-star read for me. And now I am like, maybe 5 stars. Maybe. Thank you, Larry. I love you. All right, let's read. I fear this reading vlog is getting derailed because as soon as I finish this book, I am immediately reading book 2. Only books 2 and 3 are out in the UK because they're being republished traditionally, so I can't go and binge all 6 books. They're also not on Kindle Unlimited, but the new covers are so pretty, I kind of want them for myself. Why am I like this? I'm having so much fun though. It is really, 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 really dark, but it's fun. Larry really served with this one. Such a slay. But I will say, if you liked the airs from Zodiac Academy and you didn't mind how dark, you know, that kind of got, they seem like preschoolers compared to this. That was very, very tame. But I feel like reading the Zodiac Academy with a college setting and then like a group of mean boys, I can't believe I'm saying this, it's a good step up if you're looking for something dark. This series, man, I love it. Anyways, what I thought was gonna happen happened, and I wasn't sure if I would like it or not, and I think I do. We've got 10% left. Done. So we finished. Thank you, Larry. 5 stars. We listen and we don't judge. It's definitely not going to be for everyone. If you've not read any dark romance before, please don't read this. I've really not had so much fun and been obsessed with a book in a book series in a while. So I'm immediately going to pause this video, go and read the next book, God of Pain, because I need more. And then when I'm ready to pick up the next book in this reading vlog, we'll pick that up. We have some options. We've got another dark romance, fantasy, contemporary romance, rom-com, so we'll see. We're back. We're filming this video again. Did I pause after finishing God of Malice and binge read the first 3 books in the Legacy of God series? Yes, I did. I would continue reading the rest of the series, but it's actually being traditionally published and re-released here in the UK, so you can't get the other 3 books until 2025. But I have a wonderful, amazing, beautiful bestie who is letting me borrow copies of the indie books that she has. So I gotta wait to get those before I can read them and continue the series. So we're continuing on with this video. I just read a Christmas book, one of my Vlogmas videos, and I'm feeling like I could go for a contemporary romance book, and that is what our next bestie has picked. This book was picked by none other than one of my personal favorite book creators ever. Honestly, I think I owe me having a channel making book content here on YouTube to her, because before I started making book content on this channel, I sort of just did like morning routines and lifestyle vlogs, but not really. And when I was burning out and I picked up books and got into reading and all that, one of my best friends, Becca, sent me a link to Miss Sarah Crowley's YouTube channel because I was saying how I was really getting into reading and I created a book TikTok account, and she said, I've seen this girl on YouTube, like her vlogs are really like comforting. I think that you would like it. Like if you're thinking about making book content on YouTube, this is who I'm subscribed to. That's how I found Bestie Sarah's videos. From me watching her content, the YouTube algorithm and everything, it opened up the world of Booktube for me. I think I've probably watched every single video on Bestie Sarah's channel. Like I'm sure everyone watching this video has. She is an OG. She is an absolute booktube queen. She has been working her ass off making book content and reading vlogs and coming up with all these creative ideas and reading challenges and changing things up, basically paving the way so newer creators like me can come in and see what the standard is. And I absolutely adore her. She's one of the kindest, nicest people that I have ever spoken to in my life. She's also so funny. So of course I had to text Sarah and say, choose a book for me. So she had to go and think about what she wanted to give me, because I feel like there are so many options. Like anytime someone asks me to pick a book for them, I'm like, oh, I have no idea. Let me think. She came back because I sent her a TikTok of, I think I sent her a TikTok of The Windy City. Then she came back to me and she said, my choice was solidified after that TikTok. You must meet Ryan Shea and Kai and Isaiah Rhodes. But Bestie Sarah also told me previously, a couple months ago now, to never read Mile High. Like if I ever want to pick up the Windy City series, just to skip book 1. So that is what we're doing. I have not read Mile High, and I have absolutely zero intention or desire to, because I trust Bestie Sarah and what she said. So we are going to be reading the second book in the Windy City series by Liz Tom Ford, and I am going to meet the beautiful boys that I saw in this TikTok right here that I sent to Sarah. That is part of the reason of why she picked this for me to read. I know nothing about this book series or anything other than it's like an interconnected standalone series with like sports romance, I think. So what does the blurb say about this book? It's 400 pages, so it'd be good to read as much as I can tonight. I have no plans tonight other than to do a little bit of reading, maybe hop into bed and read from bed, because it is like 9 p.m. right now, so this is the time I sort of crawl into bed, and then maybe we can finish it tomorrow. But this is about Ryan, the newest captain of the Devils, Chicago's NBA team, and the last thing he needed this year was for Indy Ivers, my sister's best friend, we've got a sister's best friend trope, to move into my apartment. Forced proximity. She's messy, emotional, and too tempting, but when the team's general manager refers to me as an unapproachable lone wolf with no work-life balance, I can't think of a better way to convince him other than pretending to date my outgoing roommate. Fake dating! Oh hell yeah! The only problem, faking it feels far too natural. Obviously. Indy. I'd never imagined I'd be living with my best friend's brother, NBA superstar. Even more unbelievable, he needs me to act as his loving girlfriend, who suddenly changed him into a friendly and approachable guy because, well, he's not. He's controlling of his space and untrusting of others, but blurred lines make it almost feel impossible to separate real from fake, and falling from my roommate was never part of the deal, but soon I find myself questioning if sharing a roof with my best friend's brother was the right move after all. Cute. Okay, we are gonna jump straight into Right Move, and I'm very excited to read it now. Yay. Hello. It is actually another day because I decided to read something else, and I went and filmed a whole other reading vlog instead. So we're back to this one. We had a temporary pause because I decided to finish up some series that I'm in the middle of reading, but we have The Right Move ready and loaded to go, and I want to binge this in a single sitting. I'm craving like a little romance as a palate cleanser in between the fantasy books that I've just been reading. So we've got the setup. I'm gonna try and read for like an hour in here before I hop into bed because I want to stay up and finish this book. Otherwise this vlog is gonna take me 100 years to film. There are just too many books that I want to read at the moment right now. Isn't there, Cooper? Sorry, someone just needed attention for a minute there. Is that a good scratch? I think I'm also gonna put on some brown noise in my noise cancelling headphones just so I can concentrate. So we've basically read the first 100 pages, which is the blurb of the book. Like they're just setting up what we know is going to happen. And now the story's like starting. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying this one. Indy is who I want to be, and Ryan is who I actually am. Like I am such a type A organized workaholic, and Indy is all sunshine and rainbows. I love it though. Like it's very stereotypical, or not even that, just more like cliche. Like you're reading this and you're like, I've watched many movies with this fake dating, you know, you help me and I help you. Neither of us are, you know, really wanting to do this, but they both want to do this, and you know they're gonna fall in love and it's gonna have happily ever after, and it's cheesy and it's got all the tropes, but I'm eating every second of it. Like this is what I want. When I want a fun, giggly romance read, this is it. And I just know Ryan Shea is going to be like one of the best book boyfriends. Like he is, I can tell he's going to have so much growth and he's going to be so sweet and thoughtful and caring. He bought her a bed already. Period. Also something about like a millionaire. I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's definitely a multi-millionaire. Obsessed. Where can I find one of those? Sign me up, please. No, I don't need a rich man. I am a rich man. manifesting that shit. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading because this is fun. But I'm literally in bed now with my this Kindle stand. Honestly, just follows me around everywhere. It's so comfortable. I'm gonna put it on my bed and just chill and read. So that's what we're doing now. I low-key want to keep my reactions to the book a surprise until this video, so I'm resisting the urge to just text Sarah a photo of where I am in the book and my thoughts. I will have self-control, so that way I can force everyone to watch my videos. Thank you very much. Can't say I understand any of the sports terms they're using. There's quite a fair bit of terminology and I know none of it. He's fouled on the breakaway, but he still makes the layup, putting him at the free throw line for 1. What does that even mean? Hello everyone, it's the next morning. We got 50% of the way through the book and I have to say, I'm actually loving it. Like, this is so fun. This could maybe be a new favorite like contemporary romance palette cleanser pick if the other books are just as good. I also got this top in the mail today. It's from Books with Jess Bookshop. She's got a load of Magnolia Parks, Emily Henry, Chestnut Springs, Boys of Tommen, and then just general bookish merch. Like, I also got a jumper that says probably reading about fairies. She's got one that says probably reading about dragons and I need to get my hands on that, but I'm probably gonna put that jumper on because it's a bit chilly today. But I thought I'd put on some of my new bookish merch. How's the weather, Parks? Today, probably fucking icy. I am tired. But this book, I love straight from the start. The main female character is like, yeah, my best friend's brother is attractive. She openly says that. And he's the one that's he controls everything in his life. He's a perfectionist. He makes sure that everything else is okay, and he doesn't really do things selfishly for himself. He's sort of just, this is my life, this is my routine, this is my structure, it stays like this. And she's the one to kind of come in and disrupt that. I am very nervous for what the conflict that's going to come up will be, because we all know in a romance there's a third act conflict or breakup of some sort, and I'm very, very nervous for what it's going to be because I feel like it's going to hurt my feelings. But I love both of the characters and I love them both together. So far it's feeling like a 4-star, but I'm going to continue reading and see. But I'm having so much fun while reading it. Like, I really love it. I love the two of them together. I'm so nervous, but we're going to sit and read the rest of the 50%. We've got just under 200, well, I'm 56% of the way through, so we'd have just under 200 pages to go. I'm going to pop in my headphones and just read it, binge it, and finish it and see. So that's what we're going to do. I just want to take a moment to thank bestie Sarah for telling me to read that book, because that was 4.5 stars. That was so good. It's a few hours later now. I honestly needed time to process, and I had some other stuff that I needed to do once I finished the book, but I laughed and I cried while reading it. I cried 3 times because of Ryan Shea. Oh, that book. I actually think that's one of my new favorite contemporary romance books, and just those 2 types of characters and the way that they complement and support each other. I love them. I love them. I love when we have 2 characters that are just bringing things out in each other and making themselves better versions of the other. And I love the whole narrative and storyline of you can never be too much for the right person, like just being you and who you are. And I love them. I love them so much. I thought that the conflict was going to be way worse than what it was. With the different tangents and angles, I was like, oh, this could actually end so badly. And thankfully, none of what I predicted or thought was going to happen happened. It was something else, and I was still kind of annoyed at like part of it, but I was happy with, out of all the options in my head and how I thought it was going to go, this was a much better route to take. I am excited to read on. I feel like I could love this book series if the other 2 books that I'm going to read, because I'm still skipping the first. And maybe once I finish the series, if I want to go back later and see, I can, but like I have no intention of picking up the first book because I trust what Sarah says. And considering Mariana read it and hated it, I just know, yeah, nah, that's not a priority. But the other two, and meeting Kai, oh, I just know it's gonna be so good. And I honestly don't think I would have picked up the book if Sarah didn't recommend it to me and tell me to read it in this reading vlog. So thank you, bestie, so much. God, you just nail it with every romance book you recommend. Everyone that I've read has just been a hit. I love when book creators do their thing, you know? Like, there is a reason why we all trust these people to give us recommendations and point us in the right direction. So far this video has been a success. We've had a 5-star and, or a 6-star and a 4.5 star. This is good. This is really good. When I pick my own books, I typically end up reading 3-star books. So maybe I need to get more people to pick my reads for me. Leave it to the professionals. Technically, I should be a professional, but I am definitely not. I don't know what I am doing. Anyways, I'm on such a high. I'm feeling great after that read. I think, do I want another romance or do we want a fantasy? Because they're the two options that we've got. We have 2 Rachels picking our books next. I'm not actually going to say that. No, but you would have seen from the thumbnail. Sorry, I'm going to continue. Yeah, we have 2 Rachels who have picked our next books. So which one are we going to read? I don't know, we'll decide tomorrow because I think I'll pick up that book tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see what we're in the mood for in the morning when we wake up. I'm gonna go to bed now and get some sleep. And I'm definitely gonna go think about Ryan Shea and Indy. I love the name Indy. So cute, I love them. Okay, anyways, let's pick this up tomorrow. So book number 3 that we're reading in this vlog is from my fantasy romance twin, bestie, raven-haired reader, Rachel. I absolutely adore her content. I have gotten so many of my fantasy romance book recommendations from her. I feel like there's a lot of book girlies in booktube and book talk and book space, but not that many fantasy romance girlies, and Rachel is a fantasy romance girly. She is one of the OGs. She has been making fantasy romance content for years now. I take so much inspiration from her and recommendations and trust what she says. She knows her stuff. The way she so eloquently describes books, and anytime I watch her reading vlogs and reviews, I just think she articulates every thought and feeling I have about the books that I'm reading and shares them in such a beautiful way that's so easy to understand. And when I started making reading vlogs and reading content, I got so many people telling me to watch her vlogs because I would love them, and you were all right. Absolutely adore her. I knew she would send me some good fantasy romance recs, and she did not let me down. I feel like we read all of the same books, but here are some options I think you haven't read yet. Reign of Shadows and Endings, my god tier dark fanro. I read that as part of my book club. So excited, like god tier, completely agree. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I haven't read that one yet. Heavenly Bodies, celestial, amazing fanro getting traditionally published in the UK before it is out in the US. The Night Circus, she says basically nothing happens but amazing vibes. I've never actually heard of this one, so that's getting added straight to the TBR. And then Jade City, god tier, epic urban fantasy, no romance. So out of all of them, I actually knew I was having one of those books come that I have had my eye on and really wanted to read. This is my excuse to read it, and it is Heavenly Bodies. This is the Fairy Loot special edition of it. It is beautiful. That's the sprayed edge. But just wait till you see the naked hardcover, guys. I'll show you the full book. I actually die every time I take it out. So this is what the reversible dust jacket looks like. Absolutely gorgeous. Are you kidding me? Look at that. As soon as I saw Celestial, yep. And then it has illustrated end pages. I think this is one of my favourite Fairy Loot editions ever. This says, in a world ruled by the stars, cruel and merciless gods, Alara has been cursed by fate. I love the name Alara. A prophecy promises that she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the star of wrath and war descends to hunt Alara, the neighbouring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the kingdom of night, to Helios, the kingdom of light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. There, Alara is forced to either let Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon worthy of battling against the tyrannical reign of the stars, or to accept her fate. But there are shadows even within the kingdom of light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past, and the ancient magic that slumbers in Alara's veins. And with it all, the undeniable star-crossed pool between them. This is a multi-book series to come, so I'm expecting it to be quite epic. My expectations are quite high. And I just can't get over how beautiful this edition is. So we're gonna read Heavenly Bodies. My edition is also signed. A lot of people ask me if I read my special edition books. yeah, if I buy the special editions before I've read the book, so I get them as part of my Fairy Loot subscription, I do read them. If it's like, for example, the Chestnut Spring series I have and the Powerless series I have, but I've ordered Fairy Loot special editions of them to come. I haven't got them yet, but when they come, I'm not going to read those editions because I already have read the paperbacks on my shelf. But this, I don't own a copy of this book, and it was in one of my Fairy Loot subscriptions. So of course, if I buy the book, I'm going to read it. I'm not going to buy a different edition of this book just to read. I like collecting special editions of books I love, but I also love to read books. Okay, so this is the map. I'm actually so excited for this. Oh, it's printed on a really good size. Okay, I'm gonna hop into bed and start this book, and we can have a chat in the morning depending on how far in I get, but I'm gonna do some reading from the comfort of my bed now because it's late at night and I want to read. Last night, I honestly said to myself that I would only read a couple of chapters in bed and then pick it up today and read most of it. And everything just went out the window because why did my 3 chapters turn into 200 pages? This book is only 500 pages. So we are just under halfway there. I've got 50 more pages and then we'll be 50% of the way through the book. Oh my God. I don't know what Amani put in this book, but it is addictive. I cannot stop thinking about the book. It's fun. It's so much fun. I am obsessed with anything celestial, anything to do with stars and gods and fates. I think it's one of my favorite like sub-genres of fantasy romance. It's a big part of why I loved like Zodiac Academy so much. It's a huge reason of why I love the Flesh and Fire series and the Legacy series. Just anything to do with stars. I'm sold. I'm hooked. I'm there. This is everything. This is everything to me. There is so much that can happen because we have so many stars and a whole magic system and world, and we're only in like a tiny slither portion of it in this first book with what I've read. I just know that the expansion of this could be immense. I can see multiple books in this series coming out. I have no idea the direction of where it's going to go because I've not even finished book 1, but I am so excited for the possibility of what could come from this book and this book series, and it's definitely going to be a new book series for me to hyperfixate on and obsess over. This has honestly been one of the best reading vlogs. I just need to trust the professional YouTubers and book creators to give me my reads all the time because every single one is a hit. We are just knocking it out of the park. And again, I trust Rachel with my fantasy romance recs and my life. She just knows the good stuff. And we've read a lot of the like same books and similar reads, and most of the time when I look up a fantasy romance book, I see on Goodreads that Rachel has already read it, but because she's been reading for so much longer than me, she knows all the good ones. She knows what to look out for when she does her like new anticipated releases or says she's really excited for a new book that's coming out. I take note because I trust her, and you should trust her too if you like fantasy romance. If you trust me, you need to go and trust her. She's absolutely everything. I adore my Ravenhead reader, and I'm obsessed with this book. I'm also obsessed with the cover. I'm obsessed with the edition. I'm obsessed with the fact that it's signed. I'm obsessed with the author. The author follows me on TikTok, and then she followed me on Instagram this morning when I had put up a story. So Amani, if you're watching this, hey. I love your book. I love your writing. I love this feeling. I love feeling giddy and excited and happy, and reading books like this reminds me of why I love being a reader so much. I can't see me not loving this book and devouring it. I love it so much. The characters. Oh my God, the characters. He's actually so obsessed with her. I love it. Just the complete opposites. Literal star-crossed lovers. Perfection, perfection. I need to go and read the rest of this book. I need to sit and I need to read and I need to finish it. I love this. You are everything to me. Wow, let's continue reading. Oh, I'm just so happy with this. We're over 50% of the way through. I have less than 200 pages to go. The first 200 pages compared to what has happened now, like so much has happened and the plot has developed so much more than I was expecting or anticipating, and I don't know where it's going and I'm enjoying the ride. I have so many questions, so many things at the start. I thought things are way more complex than I thought that they initially seemed or were. And I have so many questions and I'm getting invested and involved, and oh, there are so many elements and layers and things happening. I thought I dreamed it a long time ago. I can't handle it. I'm obsessed. Oh wow, this is too good. This is so good. Cannot wait to just sit and devour the rest. I cannot go to sleep until I've finished reading this book. I need to know what happens. I need to read it. And then we will discuss, because I know I'm gonna have so many thoughts and opinions and feelings. This is really good. Also, all the chapters are quite short, so I'm just flying through them. This book, wow, this book. The last 150 pages were insane and not what I was expecting at all. I mean, the prophecy and the ending and what sort of happened, that was one of my theories, like the overall, what the prophecy means. I got that part right, did not get anything else right. Literally nothing. Oh my god. I kept gasping. I was literally in bed reading with Cami, and every 2 seconds I was like, wow. This was so enjoyable to read. I love romantasy. This is one of my favorite romantasy books ever. This is my favorite romantasy that Fairy Loot has done. They really knocked it out of the park with this edition. I'm obsessed with the naked hardcover. It's so beautiful. This story, these characters, this world, the magic system. Thank you, Amani, for bringing back Yearning. This is everything. I am utterly obsessed. I cannot wait for book 2. This is so good. I feel like when it comes to fantasy romance and romantasy, there's a lot of different subgenres and type of books. I read a lot of darker fantasy romance, a lot of fantasy with subplots of romance, a lot of romance stories set in a fantasy world, and they are all very different. Typically the romantasy that is out there, that at least I'm aware of, that I read and stuff, is a lot more adult and mature and spicy and quite graphic and lusty and kind of like straight to the point. This is so romantic. R.I.P. Jane Austen, you would have loved Heavenly Bodies. Oh my gosh, if you want romance with longing and yearning and will they and won't they and this back and forth emphasis on like the smaller details, oh my god, you're gonna eat this up. First and foremost, I'm obsessed with anything celestial. I'm obsessed with the stars, the gods, the prophecy. Anytime I binge a book in 24 hours, I feel a little bit guilty because I'm like, an author has put in so much time and effort and energy into writing such a beautiful story, and I have just gone and binged it, but I can't help it because I had picked this book up twice. I only put it down so I could go to sleep. I would have read it in a single sitting. I would have stayed up until like 8 o'clock in the morning if I could physically do that, but I can't. I need to sleep. It is so bingeable. The chapters are short. It is fast-paced. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of moving around the kingdom, different ball scenes. We have really interesting side characters, and I could see how we could get other love stories and expansion with the found family in this book, but I am so excited for the next book and to see where the story is going to go, because the way that it ended, I would say, yeah, there is a cliffhanger, but everything kind of felt like it ended in a good place. But wow, that was painful and beautiful and just so beautiful. This is really fun. And of course, Rachel absolutely knew what she was doing and knocked it out of the park with this recommendation. So thank you, Rachel, for recommending this to me. This is 5 stars. We are really smashing this video. I think this is the best reading vlog I have ever had. I will most definitely need to do a part 2 for this, because why are we getting some of the best reads I've ever read in this video? Stunning. And now it is time to read our 4th book in this video, with our 4th and final booktuber who has picked a lovely read for me. And that is none other than bestie Rachel Catherine, one of the OG booktube girlies. Also one of the kindest people literally ever. Watching her videos feels like a warm hug. I adore her content. I know she inspires not only me but so many other people. I love how she reads such a wide variety of books. We all know that we can trust her opinion and what she says because she knows what she's talking about. I have gotten many book recommendations from her. I've also gotten so much inspiration from her personally. If I'm going to do a Booktubers Choose My Reads for the week, I obviously have to include Rachel. So I messaged her asking to pick a book and she said, "Oh my goodness, what an honor. I literally have no idea what to suggest. Let me go stalk your Goodreads for a bit." I've stalked your whole Goodreads and you've already read so many of my favorites, but equally there are so many more I want to force you to read, and I love that. I said, "No preference for genre, go crazy, give me anything, you are the captain of this ship." And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a few options and you can choose. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Funny Story, Ready or Not." Have Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, both on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. Because of this, because of Rachel, they're on there. Funny Story, I actually have a hold on at the library and it's not ready yet, and I refuse to buy the hardcover for it because all my Emily Henry books are paperback. I'm one of those. And I could maybe read it on Kindle, but I recently watched Rachel's vlog where she read Ready or Not. I'm pretty sure that was one of her most recent favorite reads. So I bought Ready or Not. This is by Cara Bastone. I have never heard of anything about this author or even heard of this book until I watched Rachel's vlog where she was reading it. So this says, Eve has always been content to coast through her life with a steady, if uninspiring job and a cozy apartment in Brooklyn close to her childhood best friend Willa and far from the Midwestern traditional family who never really understood her. But when she finds herself pregnant after an uncharacteristic one-night stand, her comfy life is suddenly up in the air. Eve's loyal friendship with Willa is feeling tense, right when she needs her the most, and it's actually Willa's steadfast big brother Shep who steps up with the most support, and he's suddenly kind of hot. As if she needs one more complication, there's also the baby's father who is technically supportive but majorly conflicted. But as Eve struggles to figure out the next steps in her expanding reality, she begins to realize that family and love in all forms can sneak up on you when you least expect it. This is around 350 pages and I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I'm pretty sure Rachel said in her video that this goes quite in depth with pregnancy and, you know, going to the appointments, and we really go full send with this pregnancy trope. And I haven't really read many pregnancy trope books, only Elsie Silver, that's about it. I still haven't read Out on a Limb, but I need to, like, really soon. So I thought out of all the books she had recommended, this was one that was most maybe out of my comfort zone or a subgenre that I'm least familiar with. But hearing her talk about it, how much she loved it, made me want to immediately run to pick it up. I love hearing readers talk about the books that they love and the excitement they get and the passion for it, because you can just tell how much they enjoyed that book, and then it makes you want to pick up that book and read it, even if you've never heard of it or typically maybe just like walk past it in the bookstore or not think twice to pick it up. So really interested to see how this one goes, but other than what's on the back and watching Rachel read it, I have no thoughts, no ideas, no expectations. So this will be an interesting one to go into, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to read it. I'd like to read it in one sitting because there's a few books that I want to read today. It's my last day before I go back to work, so we want to make the most of this Sunday. Let's read Ready or Not. I am on chapter 10. We are 129 pages in, so we've made a big chunk of progress, but I absolutely adore the way that this book is written. It is so funny. I love the author's use of comedy, and it's more like just like a quick wit, quite dry sense of humor. Very real. It makes this feel even more real. It goes into a lot of depth with the pregnancy, that you can tell that the author has definitely experienced pregnancy themselves, but it's less of like, oh, they got pregnant and having a baby. It's really going into depth with what I assume it's like to be pregnant and how unglamorous it is and what the appointments are actually like and how other people react around you. And I really feel for our main female character, because all she just needs is some love and support, and she doesn't really have anyone, but she has people. But it's, yeah, there are some quotes that I took photos of or noted. So one of the main male characters, Shep, he's described as, Shep has always been like a cat lounging in a patch of sunlight on a busy sidewalk. As long as it's warm, he doesn't care about the ambience. He'd rather overstay his welcome at his sister's house than take on the wretched task of apartment hunting in New York. I love Shep. There's also a scene right at the start where Shep is accompanying our main female character to a bar. The main female character says, you know, he's a bartender, so we're just gonna go sit at the bar and I'll talk to him. And then Shep says, and I sit at the bar and just be my charming self and then I'll walk you home. The thing I love about Shep is that he's actually telling himself this, not me. Just like, I love it. I love it. I love Shep. I love the way it's written. I love this book. Rachel knew what she was doing when she gave me this one. I'm just gonna keep reading. I think I'm gonna actually just binge it and read the whole thing right now because I can't see myself putting it down and I need to know what happens. Oh. So we read Ready or Not. God, that was so good. I love this video. This has been the most successful reading vlog I think we have ever done before. I think 4.5 stars. I actually can't tell if it's 4.5 or 4.75, but I think we'll just say 4.5 for now. Just keep it rounded and even. I think I need some space from this one to see how much I think about it, but it was written so beautifully. So many quotes and things, just the way that the author writes situations and describes feelings, and just beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Reading books like this makes me feel so happy and thankful to be alive and a human living on this earth and having shared experiences with other people. It's so much more than just like a romance. Beautiful. I feel like I could cry. It's made me very emotional, but it's such a gorgeous read. Wow, I'm so pleasantly surprised with this. Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, I know that I said to Larry that I would read her second book, but I am running out of time. If I read that book, this video will be taking me like over a month to film, and we're not gonna do that. So I think because I've had so much fun filming this one, it just means I'm going to have to do a part 2 or a second episode of this where I'll definitely be reading Larry's second book, but I'll also need to read some more book creators and booktubers recommendations. So if you want to see me read any of your other favorite creators' reads, let me know who I should ask in the comments down below. But I want to say a massive thank you again to all of the creators who sent me some of their favorite books for me to pick up and read in this reading vlog. I absolutely adore all of them. I'm sure you're already subscribed to all of them and are very familiar with their content, but if you're not, everyone's links will be down below. And I fear I need to do this quite regularly now because I think this is the way for me to avoid a reading slump. It's just get the pros to pick my books because they know what they're talking about. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it all the way to the end of this video as well. But first reading vlog of 2025 done. I have some fun ones planned. I've been filming some fun things that you're going to be seeing very soon and I can't wait. But thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.